Hope is muted.
This person is combination of boys and girls.
Yes.
Many of them.
Oh yeah. I would like to know.
Let's first tell them. Tell everyone how to send message to them. Type. Start sending it. Share your lessons. Hello, good morning.
Okay, no problem.
No problem.
Good morning, student.
I'm about ID.
Oh. No, we should not witness it. We're distracted. Oh, I'm mentioning this. All right. Good morning, students. This is Mrs. Ruth Ejibo. The girls who are familiar with that name. Well, today we'll be treating pronouns, the types and functions. Pronouns, the types and functions. I'm sure this is not a new topic to anybody. Is it? I don't think so. We've all been doing pronouns from GSS 1, GSS 2, GSS 3, and even in senior class, we do pronouns. In fact, we do all parts of speech, but in higher dimension, in an advanced way. I would like to see your comment and question in the chat box, so you can send in your questions. Let's start our lesson now. We'll be treating pronouns today, and by the end of the lesson, there's something we should aim at. So our lesson objectives should be that you should be able to define a pronoun. That should be quite easy. Define a pronoun and give correct examples of pronouns, and also explain what an antecedent is, and also be able to identify it in a sentence. Then lastly, you should be able to list the types of pronouns and their functions. I'll go again. The number one objective of this lesson is that you should be able to define a pronoun and give correct examples of pronouns. Secondly, you should be able to explain what an antecedent is and identify it in sentences. Then thirdly, you should be able to list the types of pronouns we have. Today, shall be treating 7 of them, and you should be able to list their functions. Good. So what is a pronoun? What is a pronoun? Well, that's quite cheap, right? A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun in a sentence. And as you can see, if you look at your screen, you see different examples. We have he, we have she, we have I, we have us, we have we. There are other examples that may come to your mind right now. So if you look at your screen, you'll also see the notes. Pronouns take the place of nouns. The nouns, the words or phrase replaced by a pronoun is called an antecedent. We have just defined a pronoun. Now, what is an antecedent? An antecedent is the word or phrase replaced by a pronoun. Let's give a sentence. Let's give an example. Halloween is one of America's holiday. It is celebrated in October. Halloween is one of America's holiday. It is celebrated in October. Now, there are two sentences here. Halloween is one of America's holidays. Now, that is one sentence. And in this sentence, let us first of all identify the first noun, which is Halloween. And the second one contains a pronoun. That pronoun is substituted for the noun Halloween, which is it. Halloween is a noun. It is a pronoun that refers to the antecedent Halloween. So the antecedent of the pronoun it is Halloween, because it are substituted for Halloween in the second sentence. So we don't need to repeat the word Halloween. We don't say Halloween is one of America's holiday. Halloween is celebrated in October. No, because of the pronoun it is. You don't need to repeat the word Halloween. Now let's go forward. Let's see another example. When Robert was fixing the car, he cut his hand. When Robert was fixing the car, he cut his hand. Robert is a noun. He is a pronoun that refers to the antecedent Robert. Now, let's move forward. Let's go to types of pronoun now. Types of pronouns. Types of pronouns. The first one that we'll be treating today is the personal pronoun. Now, this refers to specific things or people. Personal pronouns refer to specific things, specific people. Now, they actually replace names of things, names of people, names of objects, names of things. For example, I, me, my, mine, you, your, yours, he, him. Examples and so on and so forth. But let's look at an example in a sentence. He took our place in the game. And that example, a more specific one, the second example, Karen ate pizza. She was hungry. Karen ate pizza. She was hungry. Now, in the second sentence, she has replaced Karen. Now, what is the first? The noun we see in the sentence is Karen, and she has replaced Karen. So she is a personal pronoun in the sentence. Now let's move forward. Let's go to the second type of pronoun, demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun. A demonstrative pronoun is used to single out or point out one or more nouns in the sentence.
They are complaining that the saying the slide so fast. Let them be aware that they are going to flow into the YouTube.
Okay.
So today they can go to YouTube and see the comprehensive lesson. You have to be fast because of time. So let them know.
Oh, I just had a report right now that I'm too fast. I'm sorry about that, but I'm quite timed. And for the time allocated for this subject is 45 minutes. You know our usual lesson is 70 minutes. But it has been cut short to accommodate some other things. So you can download this video, this lesson on your YouTube. Sorry for being fast, but I don't have a choice in this matter. You can later watch it all over again as many times as you want. And you can also download this slide. So we are treating demonstrative pronoun now. A demonstrative pronoun is used to point out one or more nouns referred to in the sentence. And of course, you should remember this. There are about 4 popular demonstrative pronouns. This, that, these, those. THIS, THAT. These are what? The singular demonstrative pronouns. THESE, these. THOSE, those. They are the what? Plural demonstrative pronouns. Now, an example, these lemons are so. These lemons are so. The demonstrative pronoun in this sentence is these. Now, also, we should also indicate that this, THIS, and these, THESE, they are used to point out objects or nouns that are close to a speaker. But that, THAT, and those, THOSE, are used to point out or refer to nouns or objects that are far from a speaker. For example, let's change this sentence, this example, these lemons are so. Assuming the lemons are very far, a great distance from me. I would say those lemons are sour. Good. Now let's go to the next type of pronoun. We are now moving to the indefinite pronoun. Indefinite pronoun. What are indefinite pronouns? Indefinite pronouns are pronouns that do not refer to a specific person or thing. They are pronouns that do not refer to a specific person or thing. Example, someone, anyone, everyone. Let's give an example in a sentence now. Someone stole my wallet. Someone stole my wallet. In this sentence, we are not mentioning any person, the name of a person distinctively or specifically. When you say someone stole my wallet, it means that it can be anybody. We can give much more examples with different types of indefinite pronoun, like everybody leave the class. Everybody leave the class. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. In this example, you do not mention specific person or specific thing. Now move forward. I hope we are getting this. To the next type of pronoun, the interrogative pronouns. The interrogative pronouns. Now, these pronouns, as the name implies, they are used to ask questions. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. Example, who, whom, which, what. These are what? Interrogative pronouns. Which of these shoes are mine? Which of these shoes are mine? Good. Now, in this sentence above, the interrogative pronoun used here is which. You can give much more sentences as much as you want to get more clarification. Now we are going to go to possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns. What are possessive pronouns? Possessive pronouns are used to show ownership, but they never have an apostrophe. Let's take notes. They are used to what? Show ownership, but they never have an apostrophe. Don't make the mistake of putting an apostrophe before the S or even after the S. There is no need for that. They show possession by the word on its own without the use of the possessive S. Example, these are his pencils. These are his pencils. This is their bag. This is their bag. You can make much more examples. According to the New Concept English textbook, you'll find much more examples there if you need clarification. Now go to reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal pronouns. There are only two reciprocal pronouns in English language, and they are used to indicate a two-way relationship between two or more persons. Now, many persons make common mistakes with these reciprocal pronouns. Now, these two reciprocal pronouns found in English language are each other and one another. They are used differently. Now, when we use the each other reciprocal pronoun, this is only used when you're talking about two persons, not more than two persons. Two persons. For example, Bayo and Ekanem cannot tolerate each other. Why would I use each other and not one another? I would use each other because we are talking about Bayo and Ekanem. Bayo and Ekanem. But if I had to talk about much more persons, in a more number of persons than two, they would have to use one another. And please know, they're nothing like themselves. If I say Jane and Joseph love themselves, what I'm only saying is that Jane loved herself, Joseph loved himself. It doesn't make sense. So in English language, we only have two reciprocal pronouns. Now the other one another. We use this when we are talking about an action involving more than two people. We use this reciprocal pronoun when we are talking about an action involving more than two people. An example, At the reunion, the old friends hugged each other. At the reunion, the old friends hugged each other. Now, who are those that did the hugging? Old friends. Meaning, and of course, the now phrase there, the old friends. That means there are more than one, implying that what they may be many. I hope you understand the use of each other and one another. They can be interchanged because when we use each other, we only use it when the action involves just two persons. We use one another when we're talking about action that involves more than two persons. Now we go on to relative pronouns. Relative pronouns connect a relative clause to the expressions of words they are describing. I'll go again. Relative pronouns connect a relative clause to the expressions of words they are describing. Now, because of this function, some refer to this clause they are introducing as an adjective clause. Examples of relative pronoun: who, whom, that, which, whose. Now, you would be wondering, we are now going further into what? Describing a clause. And of course, we know the difference between, I hope you know the difference between a phrase and a clause. A phrase do not contain a finite verb, while a clause do contain a finite verb. Now, what is the difference between a relative clause or a relative clause and a normal another type of clauses? In a relative clause, what introduces a relative clause? We do that with what? A relative pronoun. Example: who, whom, that, which, whose. Now, we should draw a distinction here. We use who, whom, and also that sometimes when we are referring to humans. We use who, whom, that when we are referring to humans. But we use that and which most of the time when we refer to inanimate objects. I'll go again. We use who, whom, that, and whom's when we are referring to humans. But we use that and which when we refer to inanimate objects. I'll give us an example. The dress which you bought is nice. The dress which you bought is nice. Now let's go to the next. Okay. I think we should go over again, but I would like to see your messages. I would like to see your messages. I would like to see your questions. There's some classwork here for us to do. And you will do well to do them and send them on the chat box. So at least we can interact that way. I'll go over the lesson again briefly. Then we'll be left with the class activity for us to do. Like I said, we're talking about pronouns. We started with the definition of a pronoun. A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun in a sentence. A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun in a sentence. Now, the word that the pronoun replaces is called an antecedent. Again, the word that the pronoun replaces is called an antecedent. You can give yourself an example or examples, and examples in which nouns are contained. Then you replace those nouns with pronouns. The nouns that are replaced with pronouns are called antecedents. Now we'll go further and go over the personal pronoun. What are personal pronouns? Personal pronouns refer to specific things or specific people, specific things or specific people. An example: he took her place in the game. Karen ate pizza. She was hungry. Karen ate pizza. She was hungry. The she that replaces Karen. Demonstrative pronoun. A demonstrative pronoun is used to single out or point out nouns referred to in the sentence. A demonstrative pronoun is used to single out or point out nouns referred to in the sentence. Examples: this, that, though, these, those. There are four main demonstrative pronouns: the singular demonstrative pronouns and the plural demonstrative pronouns. The singular demonstrative pronouns are this, like this, and that, that. The plural demonstrative pronouns are these and those, these, those. These are the plural demonstrative pronouns. Examples: these lemons are sour. These lemons are sour. Now, these lemon, of course, meaning they are plural. Now we go to the indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns. The indefinite pronouns are pronouns that do not refer to a specific person or thing. The indefinite pronouns are pronouns that do not refer to a specific person or thing. Someone, anybody, everyone. These are examples of the indefinite pronoun. Let's use them use one in a sentence. Someone stole my wallet. Someone stole my wallet. In this sentence, no specific person is mentioned. No specific name is mentioned. Everybody leave the class. Everybody leave the class. When you say everybody leave the class, you refer to what? No specific person or no specific thing. Now let's go further. We are going to the interrogative pronouns. The interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. The interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. Please mute them. All right. So we continue with the interrogative pronouns. Okay. The interrogative pronouns are used to ask questions. Examples are who, whom, which. Now we use which in a sentence. Which of these shoes are mine? Which of these shoes are mine? To whom did you give the book? To whom did you give the book? Now, we use this in sentences when you want to ask a question, or we use them rather to ask questions. Now we'll go to the fifth pronoun, the possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns are used to show ownership. Possessive pronouns are used to show ownership, but they never have an apostrophe. Example, ours. The book is ours. O-U-R-S. The book is ours. The pen is. The pen is. Those are his pencils. Those are his pencils. These are examples of possessive pronoun. Now we have reciprocal pronouns. There are only two reciprocal pronouns in English language, as I've explained before, and these are each other and one another. When we use each other when we talk about action involving two persons only two persons. For example, Joseph and Anita are in love with each other. Joseph and Anita are in love with each other because only Joseph and Anita are in love. But when we talk about action that involve more than two persons, we do not use each other. We use what? One another, because they relate from one person to another person. And please note, there's no use of themselves. If you talk about themselves, it means they're referring to the person, each person. For example, at the reunion, the old friends hugged each other. Sorry, hugged one another. At the reunion, the old friends hugged one another, meaning one person who hugged one person, the other person hugged another person. Do you understand? But when we use each other, it involves only two persons. When we use one another, it's what involves more than two persons. Now we have the relative pronoun. The relative pronoun. A relative pronoun connects a relative clause to the expression of words they are describing. Meaning, there are some words that may want to describe a noun or a pronoun, but they are introduced by the use of a relative pronoun. Now, how do we identify this clause that describe that noun or pronoun? Examples are who, whom, that, which, and whose. Now, be careful. We treated interrogative pronoun not so long ago, but the difference between the use of this relative pronoun and the use of interrogative pronoun is quite clear. In the use of relative pronoun, they are used to ask questions, only questions. But when we use this same pronoun in a sentence to describe, they are called relative pronouns and not interrogative pronouns. Example, the dress which you bought is nice. The dress which you bought is nice. Another example, is that the man who stole your money? Is that the man who stole your money? In the first sentence, the dress which you bought is nice. The dress is the noun. Which you bought is nice. Now, in the first sentence, the dress which you bought is nice. The dress which you bought is nice. The relative clause starts from immediately after the noun, which is being described, the dress. So the relative clause starts from which you bought is nice. We have understood that it is a clause because there is a verb. Now, what introduces this relative clause? It is with the use of the relative pronoun, which. In the second sentence, is that the man who stole your money? Is that the man who stole your money? Now, what is being described here? The man. After the man, what comes next? The relative clause, the relative pronoun, which introduces the relative clause. Who stole your money? The relative pronoun there is who. So we are done with treating our pronouns. I would like us to check out some of these activities. Let's see if we can attempt these class activities. These multiple choice questions. I saw the man, that shop was robbed. I saw the man, that shop was robbed. Is it whose shop was robbed? Whom shop was robbed? Which shop was robbed? I think we can go to the next question. Sonia and his friends congratulated Dash after the final exam. Sonia and his friends congratulated Dash after the final exam. You can go to the next. You gave the box to Dash in the company. You gave the box to Dash in the company. The options are there for you to choose from. One day insulted Priscilla and Dash last week. One day insulted Priscilla and Dash last week. I expect us to be doing this in our notebook. I need dash tables over there. I need dash tables over there. Okay, let's go over from the beginning before we show the answers. Question 1. I saw the man Dash shop was robbed. We should be done with this. Sonia and his friends congratulated Dash after the final exams. You gave the box to Dash in the company. The options are there to choose from: which, whom, whose. Question 3, that's question 3. Question 4. One day insulted Priscilla and Dash last week. Me, I, and mine. Should be done with this. Last, okay, second to the last. I need dash tables over there. The sixth one and last one. Bayo and Stella cannot tolerate dash. Bayo and Stella cannot tolerate dash. One another, each other, themselves. Bayo and Stella cannot tolerate dash. One another, each other, and themselves. You have to pick one from the options. Okay, we'll display the answers now. We should be through by now. Okay. I don't expect you to cheat. You have to mark yourself and be honest. The first one. I saw the man whose shop was robbed. Whose shop was robbed. Sonia and his friends congratulated one another after the final exams. Sonia and his friends congratulated one another after the final examination. You gave the box to whom in the company? To whom in the company? Number 4. One day insulted Priscilla and me last week. One day insulted Priscilla and me last week. I think you should know why me should be there, because it's occurring in the object position. Assuming it is in the subject position, Priscilla, and it will be Priscilla and I. But because it is in the object position, receiving insult from one day, so it is what? Me. I need dash tables over there. I need dash tables over there. Because the noun table is in plural, tables. So it has to be these tables. These tables. And the last one, Bayo and Stella cannot tolerate each other. Each other because the action tolerate is between Bayo and Stella. Now we have I'm sure you have marked and graded yourself. This is what you should do for after class activity. You would open to page 45 in your English textbook. You look at the pair work there. If you can find someone to join you, all well and good. But if you can't, just do it yourself. Complete the following using pronouns that are the object or the subject. Complete the following using pronouns that are the object or the subject. Check your partner's work. But you can check your work all the same if you're the only one. Have you heard the news? I expect us to do this. Complete the conversation in your exercise book. Exercise book on page 45. Page 45. That should be your after class activity. You read a conversation between Tanko and Imabong. Then you can also go down to exercise 2 on page 45 and complete the exercise 2 there. Complete the following questions with the appropriate pronouns. The first one has been done for you. Who is at the door? You do exercise 2 to question number 2 to 5. But the first one, page 45, the pair work, the dialogue, the conversation between Tanko and Imabong. Read it and complete it with the correct pronouns that are in the object or the subject position. Thank you very much. I hope to see you submit your classwork or this activity through the chat. I'll check on it later.
I advise them to be serious with the lessons, but this is going to just be the
Also, I seriously advise you and I beg you to be serious with your academics. I know this may not be so palatable for some persons, but for some others, this is like what they've always dreamed, what they've always wanted. Homeschooling, but still be serious with it, okay? Because I don't know if we'd have much time to go over this as like we are doing right now when we resume back in school. So just take this as though you are in class. Be serious with it, be sincere with it, and do the classwork that you're supposed to do. Do the activity, carry them out as seriously as you should. As seriously as you should. So that by the time we come back to school, when we revise this, it will be like walk over for you, which it ought to be anyway. It will be so easy for you to do because you actually participated when we are doing it, and it will be easy for you to remember. Any more questions you have, you can direct them, leave the chat. By the time we have our next lesson, which is going to be on Thursday, I'm going to answer any question or queries there. I wish you good luck. And be good at home. Thank you.
Did he? Oh, no, no. There's no complaint time for five. Can you respond to this question? Yeah, class. This one I said. See, Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman, you face this.
Yeah.
I want to say nothing but
No.
yeah, I like.
That's we need in class now. We need in class.
Yes. Yeah, okay, that. Serious. You can even give them assignment.
I'm giving them. Okay, I should. That's it. Let me write it.
Final? No problem. It's 5 minutes now. It's going to end now. We can end it since we are two, right? Let's see.
I need to check my flash. There's something I want to check. If I can upload those songs. Teaching this thing is so not like teaching students. I don't think.